Alright, today I'm going to make chicken and sausage gumbo. Before we make this, we got to make sure we have everything in its place, mise en place. So that means we're gonna have everything ready to go when we start to make this, because once we start making the gumbo, it's pretty much a progressive thing, and you can't really stop in the middle to do anything. We're going to start cleaning up our vegetables here. You see, we got 2 onions, a green pepper, and about 3 stalks of celery. We're going to start off, and some garlic. And 3 cloves. We've rinsed the pepper. We'll cut that out. Pop this little ring out of there. It's all usable. Take a little of this white membrane out. It can be bitter, but it really won't matter inside the gumbo because you won't notice it. But we'll take it out anyway. And a couple seeds that are left in there won't hurt either. Just go ahead and medium dice on all of this. Go ahead and chop this. So we got our peppers done. Go ahead and go medium dice on the onions. Alright, we got our peppers and onions done. We're just gonna take the tips of these off here. And we'll just kind of cut these right down the center here. And that should be good enough for medium dice. Onions, peppers, celery. It's also called a Cajun mirepoix. And we're just going to do the garlic here. We'll just take the edge of your knife. It breaks it open. Take the skin off. You can use more or less garlic. It's up to you, your flavors, your taste. And we're just going to squish these one more time. there. Okay. We're just going to go ahead and do our sausage. We're going to cut it in half. That. And we'll do one more half slice. Half moons. There we go, the other sausage. We cut our chicken up. Like I've said before, this is semi-frozen. I stuck it in the freezer just for a little bit to get it firmed up, so it makes it easier to cut. You see it all stays together nicely when it's got a little bit of frozenness to it. We're just going to go ahead and put all 3 pieces of chicken in here. It's probably overkill. The 2 probably would have been just fine, but I'm not going to mess around with just the 1 piece of chicken later on. So we're just going to stick it all in there. It'll be really meaty, so that's good. And we might as well put in this other piece of sausage too. Okay, and we'll be right back, and we'll start making the roux for the gumbo. Okay, we're going to turn our heat on to medium high. We're going to put about 3/4 of a cup of oil in the pan, and we're going to, once this heats up to where it almost smokes, then we're going to start adding 3/4 of a cup of flour. We'll be back in just a moment when this heats up. Okay, as you see the smoke coming off the oil, it's very, very hot, and you don't want to get any of this on you. It would be like napalm. Anyway, we're going to put the flour in here slowly, and we don't want to burn this. So we're going to keep whisking. The idea here is to turn this into a dark red-brown color without burning the flour. Okay, and I've turned this down just a little bit. It's on like about medium heat now because I went in there, it was really hot. The thicker bottom that you have on the pan, the better off you are. This right now would be considered a blonde roux, and as it darkens, it becomes a red roux, and then a dark red-brown roux, and then if you get it to black, then it's a black roux. But we really don't want that. By turning this dark red-brown, it will give the gumbo a nutty flavor. Keep on moving it around. You see it's starting to turn. Once it starts getting close here to the end, it'll start turning really quickly, so you really got to keep it moving. Okay, see? I've actually turned the heat down to low now. And we've done good. There's no burnt spots on the bottom, because if you burn it, you got to start over. There's no going back from there. And we've got a really nice red color now. So I'm going to throw half of my spice in here. That's a tablespoon of Jay's Cajun spice, season everything Cajun spice. That's half of it. And we're going to throw in bay leaf. We're going to go with the garlic and half of my vegetables. Half the celery, half the green peppers, and half the onions. And this is going to stop the cooking process of the roux, and also it causes the vegetables to caramelize. Now that I got my vegetables in there, and that's going to slow it down, I'm going to turn it back up to a medium heat. Cook for just a minute. Throw in the rest of my garlic. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the chicken to get that so it's cooking. The rest of my vegetables and the sausage. I'm going to put in the other half of the spices, about a tablespoon and a half of. You can use any good brand of Cajun seasoning. I happen to make my own. I'm ready to throw that in. Okay, we're going to start off with 3 cups of chicken stock, and if I need to add more later on, we'll add some more later on. We'll find out how thick this actually gets. There we go. Okay, we're going to bring this up to a boil, and then we'll let it simmer. As you see, it's almost already up to a boil. We'll go ahead and add another cup of chicken stock or chicken broth. This is really thickening up good. So right now I have it on medium high till I bring it to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer for however long you want. Actually, at least 25 to 30 minutes, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, as you see, it's still thickening, so I'm going to add another cup and a half of water here. So we're up to about 5 cups of liquid here. Okay, there we go. All right, we've achieved a boil here. You keep stirring it, make sure nothing burns to the bottom. And now that we got a boil, we're going to let it boil for about a minute or so here, and we're going to go ahead and turn it down to low. And that should keep it simmering. And while we're on a simmer, we're going to make some rice. Well, this is the way I do my white rice. I start off with some butter. I use the 1-2-3 method. That means 1 container of rice, 2 of these containers of water equal 3 of these containers of cooked rice. So we're going to throw this into the butter, and we're going to brown it up a little bit. We're probably going to make a pretty big pan of rice. And we're going to brown the rice just a little bit. You got to keep this moving because you don't want it to burn either. So there we go. We got a little brown on it. That's going to be good enough. I'm going to add half my water, and I'm going to let that come to a boil. Now that that addition has come to a boil, I'm going to add my other half of my water. And one more time, let it come to a boil. As you see, the gumbo here, it's looking really nice. It's lightly simmering. We'll taste it for seasoning. It's pretty good. Come back to it a little later and taste it one more time for seasoning. So I'm going to season this with a little of Jay's all-purpose seasoning. Season everything. About a tablespoon. Now that we've achieved a boil here, we're going to go ahead and cover it. I'm going to turn it down to low. Alright, the rice has been going for about 20 minutes at the most. It's pretty much done. Check it here real quick. Yep, it's done. Just going to go ahead and push that to the back burner. I've had it off for about 5 minutes. Move my gumbo back over here and give it a little taste. It's good, but I think I can use like one more tablespoon of Cajun spice, because I added the extra liquid to it. And we'll just let this continue to simmer. It's been on for about 25 minutes or so, simmering. The longer the better. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and serve this up. Just going to get a little full of rice. Try to turn it out nice. Dish this in around it. Size ladles. 3. And there we go. Chicken and sausage gumbo.